get our homes ready for the new season. We have two experts here to help us get organized to do that.
Plus, the Chagrin Falls Popcorn Shop. It is a staple of that community. They have so many different flavors of popcorn, but where does the magic actually happen? We'll have the latest on that as What's New starts now.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New with Betsy Kling and Jay Crawford.
Well, hidey-ho, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Betsy Kling with Jay Crawford. Here's What's New at 5.
We begin with the latest news on the coronavirus. The three big headlines in the fight against the virus today, with the mortality rate now at 3.4%. Compare that to 0.1% for the flu. The World Health Organization is urging all governments to, quote, pull out all stops in fighting the virus. Here at home, 3 people in the state of Ohio are awaiting test results, and 255 more are under health supervision. One other number to put all of this into perspective: the vast majority of cases, around 85%, leave patients with either no symptoms or mild symptoms.
Right.
So they get it, they don't know it, it goes away. No harm, no foul.
Exactly. But the World Health Organization is making recommendations on how to slow the spread of the virus. Individual countries, including the United States, are putting their own plans into action, as are states and cities who are monitoring locally and working hard to offset an outbreak.
This includes Cleveland, of course. Mark Mamick joins us now. And Mark, no suspected cases that we know of here in Cleveland.
No, but if you watch that map, it seems like the cases are creeping a little
they
closer.
Are, starting on the coast.
Illinois, and now we're in
and
Tennessee. It's coming. But the city of Cleveland has had a protocol in place, as most cities already.
All right.
Because if you remember SARS and Ebola, they had to do it. Today we got a little glimpse of really what they're doing, because we got a hold of a memo, a directive to the EMS unit, telling them what the new protocol is. They're going to screen more when they get a call with someone calling in about respiratory problems. And if they meet the CDC's protocol of having traveled or know someone that has, they may send what is a special ambulance out there. It's sealed so that the drivers do not have any contact with the crew in the back and the potential patient. And workers will be required to do the full suit with a respirator. And that's even caused a little controversy among the EMS workers. The city says they're in constant contact with the county, but they haven't said a lot of the details publicly, and that's why this memo gives us a little glimpse that they have something in place. The directive was written on January 30th, and it even says coronavirus protocol.
Interestingly enough, January 30th was about the time that the man from Chicago, who was confirmed to have the virus, was here in Cleveland, but we haven't heard anything else related to that.
No question that a lot of the first responders, and we're seeing this, hospital workers, are concerned about their safety too.
Sure.
And that's one of the things that the EMS workers are raising is, what happens with a quarantine? Does it affect them, their families? How's that going to go? They're asking those questions. Firefighters are being given the N95 mask and making sure they have it equipped, and they have plenty out there for that.
Right.
It's scary, but at the same time, it's just because this is all very new. Still, wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands.
And listen to the experts. And I think the city is, Mayor Jackson, if he does one thing well, he's low-key and doesn't hype things.
Exactly.
So I think we're in good shape there.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mark.
Sure.
Appreciate it.
All right, now on to your feed at 5, and we start there with self-driving cars. And that's actually our poll question for What's New today. Do you trust self-driving cars? Yes, no, or not quite yet. WKYC.com/vote now to register. And I want, before we get into our discussion, AAA recently did a survey on this, asking that very question. 12% of the respondents say nope. Or no, I'm sorry, 12% say yes, I do trust them. The other overwhelming number say no, not really ready for those yet. 28% say they're not sure yet, and that's probably because there's not yet a ton of information on how things would happen in the case of an accident. You can see our numbers there, 65%, so about 2 in 3 say no, they're not ready for this yet. 7 in 10 say that if it had manual overdrive or a backup driver, it would make them feel much safer.
Right.
Where are you on this? Are you ever, in your view, going to own a self-driving car and get to the point where you can just sit back and glue your eyelids on or whatever that is that you do?
Eyelashes. Quit making fun of me.
Will you ever get to that point?
I bat my eyes. I have to tell you, I really am just not ready to buy into that. I think there's so many variables. Not that humans are perfect drivers. Let's get that out there. But I think that, in the case of a regular vehicle on a regular road, there's all kinds of stuff that can come into the path. And, a self-driving vehicle may not be able to see something coming from the side that's going to cut in front of you or anything like that.
My view exactly.
And it's either go or stop as far as those. So if you're inside and something happens, now you're hitting the dashboard or whatever.
Yeah.
So there's just a lot that's still not ready.
It might be because I think the younger people, I know both of my kids are like, yeah, sure, that's technology, it's coming, I'll embrace it. I'm just not ready for it yet.
Well, like the public trains and stuff at the airports.
Yeah, those are. But that's simple because there's no other vehicles in the course.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's straight shot. You stop here, you go there, and I just think that's contained.
Yeah, I've got a long way to go with the technology before I'm on board. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Well, Twitter, by the way, everybody, is testing out a new feature: disappearing tweets. The feature is called Fleets. And they are posts that disappear after 24 hours. I know you're so social media savvy. You can't wait for this one. But keep in mind, the feature is only available for testing in Brazil so far. But Twitter is the latest social network to jump onto the disappearing content bandwagon. Jay, as you know, Snapchat is widely credited with popularizing it in 2013.
Sure.
Then Instagram put the disappearing stories in, Facebook, YouTube, even LinkedIn now has their own versions too.
I kind of don't get it. They've had this feature all along. It's called the delete feature. Any tweet that you want to delete, as the producer of that content, you can go to that tweet and you can make it go away.
I think there's a big false sense of security from people that even the Snapchats, because they put those snaps out and supposedly, that was gone, but you can still hit
people
screenshot.
People can capture those things, yeah. The other thing is, too, with Twitter, I know a lot of people that have made this mistake. They think they're sending a direct message, and they're not. And the next thing you know,
that? Not me,
I know some
Sports
people that have
reference.
personally done that, and they've regretted it. And once it's out there, people see it.
Yeah.
It lives
Once
forever.
it leaves your phone, it's not yours any longer.
That's exactly right. All right, let's get our first check of the headlines that are also making news this hour. And for that, we throw it to Russ Mitchell. He's standing by at the news desk. Hello, Russ.
Hey, guys. Jay, you moving to Brazil so you can take advantage of that new feature?
Yeah, no, probably not.
Really stoked to try out the social media part.
It's
I can see that.
Russ, but I think I'm going to stay here.
I got you. All right. Good afternoon to you guys. Good afternoon to you at home as well. The Democratic presidential field continues to shrink as Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren today announced she's suspending her campaign. That's fancy speak for she's getting out of the race. Warren, at one point a front runner, finished third in her home state on Super Tuesday. She has yet to endorse another candidate, but reportedly is in talks with both Biden and Bernie Sanders, both those campaigns. Northeast Ohio continues to rally around Norton teen Emma Fouts. Fouts spent weeks in a medically induced coma and remains in a rehab facility. Now, months after collapsing at the Norton High School homecoming dance last year, today, two BJ's Brewhouse restaurants, the Canton and Fairlawn locations, are donating 20% of their sales to the Emma Strong fundraiser. And the woman for whom Rosie the Riveter was named, Rosalind P. Walter, has died. Rosie worked the assembly line and helped build fighter planes during World War II. She was one of a few women of that day who inspired various aspects of Rosie the Riveter, that character. Rosalind Walter was 95 years old.
Wow.
How about that?
My daughter, Russ, 10, 15 years ago, when she was a teenager, had a poster of Rosie in her bedroom. And so even kids now, all these years later, still look to her as a can-do symbol.
Josie was Rosie the Riveter for Halloween.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool. Very neat.
Inspired so many generations, certainly.
Yeah. Russ, we'll see you the next half hour. Okay, next on your feet at 5, Betsy, do you like chicken wings? Chicken tenders, I'm sorry. Chicken tenders.
I do, and then this just magically appeared on the desk. This
That's
is the best show ever.
Yeah.
We're getting food like every day.
I know. Not the food that's great for you,
That's
but
right.
it's so good.
Is it going to be the best thing that Jay puts in his mouth today?
You know, the Texas toast would be. We have Raising Cane's on our set today because, according to Thrillist, Raising Cane's tops the list of the top fast food chicken tenders in America, Betsy.
Okay.
So.
Well, rounding out the top 5 at number 2 is Popeyes, Culver's, and Chick-fil-A, along with Long John Silver's.
Yeah.
They
you have
know
a
how to
favorite?
fry. I'm a Chick-fil-A kind of gal.
I am too.
But I
Me too.
will say Popeyes is redunculous.
Yeah, it smells so good. I can't go anywhere near a Popeyes without wanting to burst
And it's
in
not
and just
just
grab
the chicken,
food.
it's the biscuits.
Yeah, I know it is.
But this is the bread. So I got to say the fries are not looking the best on this one, but how is it?
The fries are soggy because they're a little cold. But actually, the chicken tenders are good. You know what makes them so good is the breading.
They're different. Like I thought, okay, here we go, chicken McNugget. But they're actually very different.
The chicken tastes good. I will say, if you're ever near a Raising Cane's and you haven't tried this out yet, do yourself a major favor and grab a hold of some of this Texas toast.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure what kind of magical elves sprinkle stuff around this, but it is absolutely delicious.
All right. Well,
so good.
I'll take this part for you.
Please do.
Because you're
I'm
about
gonna
to
enjoy this.
slam that. Straight ahead on What's New, spring is making a run to Northeast Ohio. We have 2 interior design experts with ideas to help get your house ready for springtime. You're still chewing.
Yeah, please read.
And Stephanie Haney's tracking what Clevelanders are clicking on today. Hey, Steph.
Hey, Betsy. We are getting closer and closer to that Hocus Pocus sequel that everyone is very excited about. We'll tell you about that. And the original owner of Levine Furniture is buying it back for a really good reason that could impact a lot of us here in Northeast Ohio.
All right, and beautiful day today. Michael's in the house.
yes.
Hey, Michael, how's things looking out there now?
Wonderful. In fact, lots of sunshine out there, and boy, you've been able to enjoy that all day today. We do have a little traffic trouble spot that I want to tell you about. This is going to be on I-90 westbound toward the Eddy Road exit. There is a crash there that's slowing down traffic to only about 11 miles per hour. Otherwise, if you're jumping on I-490 toward Dead Man's Curve, notice that our speeds are being reduced in between Dead Man's Curve and I-490. Back with more after this.
Good stuff.
We just sit and eat. thank goodness the days are getting longer.
Yes.
Daylight saving time is coming this weekend, and so there's no better time to get your home ready for spring than now.
Yeah, Ashley Clark and Carly Cicero are here from Ashley Clark Interior Design Group. They have some solutions for us for the spring season. It looks very springy, may I
Yeah.
say. It's great to see you guys again.
Great to see you.
So where do we start springifying our homes?
So we always we were just talking, pillows are one of the easiest ways that you can do this. So we recommend actually taking the pillow covers and then you can store those neatly. We were just saying you don't want too many bins of just pillows. So if you take those, you can put those on new forms or keep the same forms. So that's the easiest way.
But
And
you
throws.
throw pillows, they change them
transform.
out seasonally.
Yes, we do it seasonally. I do it seasonally. It transforms the space in an instant. So,
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah. So.
What else can we do?
So the other thing is we love our trays. So we thought that you can try and accessorize this tray for spring.
Oh, please let Jay do this.
And here you are.
Listen,
Tracy,
I'll be
I
good
hope
at
you're
this.
watching.
I'll be good at this because Tracy has these all over the house.
Oh.
So you'd ideally, I think you'd like to put a little bit of flower in there, a little bit of color. You know, that springs it up,
Yeah.
right?
Agreed.
start.
And
Yep.
what I like to do is I like to grab a family photo.
I'm just going to
And,
sit down.
and here's our family
This is
photo.
too good.
See there? That's our family photo. Channel 3. What's new? I like to sit that on there. And Betsy, I think it's key that you put it on a slight angle. By the way,
45
I
degree?
I picked this color because I thought it perfectly matched
Pretty
Betsy's
close.
dress.
Thank you.
Very
We appreciate
close.
that. Very on brand.
Yeah, and then Bets,
Yes.
I think I'd let you place the candle. Where
Rose
should the
water.
candle go?
Oh, it smells good.
It does?
It does
I
smell
think,
good.
let's see. Well, I mean, if
You
I
can move my
put it
stuff if you want.
here, I'll just put it there just to put it on the tray.
And then we have some decorative beads.
Yes.
I usually.
I can't wait to see
I
what
like
you
to
did.
like wrap those around and then
You are a
maybe
mess.
put like a little hangover there, and then and you can throw
you
this
just tuck it
somewhere in
in.
there
Okay.
too. That's a great job,
So is
Bets.
this the
So here's the
concept of
thing.
the thriller, filler, spiller, like
Yes,
in gardening?
You got
Yes.
it. That's exactly right. So here's what you always want to go at a triangle. For spring, we always say flowers. I mean, you can't go wrong with flowers for
Right.
spring.
Right.
Candles are one of the easiest things to change out as well. And then we always update our photo frames as well. So updating those for the season
Carly,
is
are
always
these real?
fun.
Yes.
They are real.
No, they're not real. They're,
They're not. They look
Carly
real.
would have killed them on the way here if
They're
they were
real.
real.
They're not real.
Yes.
They look real. They really
Very
do.
pretty.
We do
Yeah.
not decorate with anything real.
And then
Oh, I
yeah.
didn't know that.
We
Are there
don't.
any colors?
We don't.
Are there any colors that are no-nos for spring?
So anything that's more spicy. So we try to stay away from the fall tones. So spice, peacock colors, things of that nature is what we would recommend. We like to go with brights and pastels. So think of your garden, right? Like when the flowers start coming up, those are the colors that you want to bring inside.
Can I ask one
Good.
more question? I'm going to go
Absolutely.
off the grid a little bit because this is something that I see all the time at the stores.
Yes.
These big containers. For
Yeah.
Where do you put these?
I have two on my front porch.
Okay.
But you can put them anywhere in like in an empty corner, which
Okay.
is always great. We put greenery in there for spring to mix with the candles.
And you can light the candles?
You can light
Or
the candles.
battery
We
candles?
usually do battery is what I would
Yeah.
recommend. I have battery on my front porch and they come on at a certain time. It's great.
That's
My wife
clever.
made the mistake of putting one of these too close to our fireplace, and the backs of the candles are completely melted. They're dripped down because it's just too close.
It is, yeah.
So keep them far enough away from
Yes,
the fireplace.
absolutely.
All right, last comments on spring decorating for your
Last
home.
comments I would say is bring in some bar carts, which is behind Carly,
Oh.
and accessorize it with all your spring accessories. So bring some pictures of, and you can have your lemonade and everything like that for when you have friends over. Put your flowers and some spring books.
That's the J method. Throw it all on there.
Put it all in there.
Don't wrap
Make it
the
look
beads.
like it's natural.
And then just wheel it through the house. No problem.
That's right. And
That'd be fantastic. Thank you guys so much. Once again,
Yes,
some
Ashley and Carly.
amazing
Thank you.
ideas for everybody's homes. Now we just need a little spring weather, right?
Yes.
Today
Yes.
we're certainly knocking it out of the park. Michael, hopefully you have more good news for us to come.
Oh, we sure do. You are looking live in downtown Cleveland via our beautiful CSU cam, and you can see there's nothing but beautiful spring-like sunshine outside as we speak. So if you're about to head out the door here on your dinner break with perhaps your friends and family or maybe your coworkers, it'll look good. We will start to increase those clouds late this evening as temperatures slip through the 30s overnight. Current temps outside feeling good in the neighborhood. Upper 40s Ashtabula, 50s everywhere else from the Cuyahoga County Airport back to Elyria. Mansfield, hope you're having a great afternoon sitting comfy at 51 beautiful degrees. Currently, we're dry high. However, all good things must come to an end, right? We're going to broaden out the picture and show you. Matt was talking about this yesterday, but this is our Alberta Clipper system that's going to be making headway into Northeast Ohio. And you can see that band that's currently working toward Fort Wayne, Indiana. That's going to cross over the Indiana-Ohio state line, and that's going to provide us with a rain chance late this evening. So third shift workers, heads up on that. Here's the culprit behind it. It's this area of low pressure that's going to drive in not only the cloud cover, but the moisture. And by tomorrow, it'll bring down some cool Canadian air. And as the cold air interacts with the moisture, we're expecting that to then change on over to a snow mix, is what we're expecting tomorrow with a whole lot of wind. So if you're heading out on Lake Erie, make sure that you keep that in mind. Timeline on things look like this. Again, more clouds and a couple of spotty showers move in around the 10 to midnight hour. I think first thing tomorrow morning, a couple of scattered snow showers in the mix, not only by that point, but through the afternoon. And yes, throughout parts of the evening as well. So in terms of accumulation, this is nothing to write home to mom about. An inch or less in most spots. I think that perhaps parts of the higher elevated regions of our primary snow belt could pick up perhaps an inch or two. Again, in our primary snow belt, that's nothing, right? Your Universal Windows Direct full 7-day forecast. In the meantime, showing you temps tomorrow, feeling pretty good in the upper 30s, not too shabby, right around generally where we should be. And then Saturday and Sunday, oh my gosh, we flipped the switch, guys, and we are in the 40s on Saturday with sunshine, and we are close to 60 degrees on Sunday. And Jay and Betsy, I actually think that like south of Cleveland, a couple of spots might actually jump into the 60s. So all that springtime stuff that you guys were just showcasing in Studio B, you'll absolutely be able to work that into the mix on Sunday. That's going to feel great.
Get a little pep in your step.
Yeah.
Once I hear the word 60s,
Yeah.
my body like comes out of hibernation.
Yeah.
It's like it's over.
And
The
then in
shorts come
April,
out.
the weather comes in and goes.
It's 20 again. Yeah. Smacks me right back into my little hibernation
A
hole.
little bit. Cool. Well, let's see what's been popping with Will Uick. He is in Chagrin Falls, but not in the square.
No, he's where they make all the popcorn, I believe. Will, tell us about the goodness going on there.
Yeah, Jay, we all know about the popcorn shop. They have 18 flavors right now, over 20 throughout the year. A lot of them seasonal. This is where it all gets made, here at the Chagrin Valley Popcorn Shop kitchen. Behind me, Michael's working on some of the cheese popcorn. Over here to my side, Ashley's working on this caramel corn that's just hot off the press. I can smell that. What do you get when you combine them? How about the hometown orange and brown? A little nod out there to the Cleveland Browns, but we're thinking spring. Michael was talking about weather. They're actually thinking New Year's Eve down here because we all know about the giant popcorn ball drop. They're already working on that. So this is going to be the 8th year for the, this will be the 2021 popcorn ball drop. They're already starting on it down here. Well, much more coming up in just a little bit, guys.
Very good.
Wow, I never knew so much time was taken for the popcorn ball that drops.
Getting a rush on it, you know?
Wow, that's
Very cool.
months. All right, well, thank you very much, Will. We appreciate that. Can't wait to see some more. Well, ahead on what's new, Hocus Pocus fans, pay attention. We have news of a sequel right after the break.
All right, welcome back to What's New. I always feel like I'm on the out crowd when Hocus Pocus comes up because I've never seen it.
Oh my goodness.
I know, see? That's why I always feel like
Jay.
it was released almost 30 years ago.
You've had a lot of time. No excuse.
I know, one of these days. But Stephanie, fans of that cult classic are thrilled because finally, part 2.
That's true. Yeah, we've got a big step towards that direction. Before we get to that, though, I want to talk about something that hits pretty close to home here. The former owner of Levine Furniture is buying back the company to keep it open. Former owner and president Robert Levine is coming out of retirement to do this, he says, for the employees in Ohio and Pennsylvania who are at risk of losing their jobs. We have a lot of those locations here in Avon, Akron, North Olmsted, Mentor, Middleburg Heights, and North Canton, close to my hometown. So Levine also wants customers to know that all deposits and purchases that have been made with the current owner will be honored. And by keeping it open, Levine will get to celebrate 100 years in business later this year.
Very
That's
cool.
pretty cool.
I love it.
Yep. All right, here's what you've been waiting for. We are one step closer to the highly anticipated Hocus Pocus sequel. Hairspray director Adam Shankman has signed on to be the director of Hocus Pocus 2. He's also directed things like Rock of Ages, Walk to Remember, and The Wedding Planner. So they're still figuring out the casting right now, but hopefully we get to see SJP, Bette Midler, and Kathy Najimy as the Sanderson sisters again very soon. And you know, here at What's New, we've celebrated a lot of birthdays this week. Here's another one. Betsy, did you know that you share your birthday with Dairy Queen?
I did not.
On Wednesday, Dairy
Just
Queen
thinking
turned
for your
80.
ice cream for life?
Well, you should
should.
talk to him about that. You really should. But for the rest of us who don't share our birthdays, if you buy one Blizzard between now and March 15th, you can get another one for 80 cents in celebration of this. I will personally be hitting this up for the chocolate chip cookie dough Blizzard. Extra cookie dough, half vanilla, half chocolate ice cream.
What?
Do you have a favorite?
You can customize?
Oh, girl.
And you don't-
Yes.
I thought you just had to pull it and be
can.
like, yeah,
No.
give me the Blizzard.
No.
And is it still
Your
a thing where
way.
when they hand it to you, do they do it upside down still, or is that not a thing?
I've never gotten it upside down. I would be
Am
mad if I
am
got my
making this
Blizzard
up?
upside
Hope
down.
Is Hope
That's
is
a
shaking her head.
concrete.
Yes.
They
What
were
they
doing
do
that?
is they turn it upside down.
To show you that it's
So that it,
like
it doesn't
blended.
come out.
Yeah,
You're
to-
right. It
yeah.
doesn't come out.
It's a
I get
thing.
the extra cookie dough though, and they put some on top, so I would lose some cookie
Custom.
dough.
Very nice. Oh yeah, they'll do whatever you want.
Whatever you
Especially
want.
when your birthday is their birthday.
What rock have I been living under?
I
need
don't
to
know.
check this out. All right.
Okay, ahead on What's New. Cleveland's Franklin Castle. Is it true that this place is haunted? You've probably heard the stories through the years. The Travel Channel is going to try to get to the bottom of that tonight.
And big news for Katy Perry fans and the interesting way she decided to break that news. That's ahead on Pop Break.
And I wanted to create a little something special for our What's New set. I may not be good at decorating, Betsy, and I know you
You
mock
did
my
just
decorating
fine.
style, but I'm more of the woodworking kind.
Ah, yes.
So I'm going to bring my my little housewarming gift out to the set later, and I want you to give me your honest opinion on it.
Okay.
Okay, that's coming up.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New with Betsy Kling and Jay Crawford.
You okay, Bets?
I have to tell this
Girl
story.
problems for 1,000.
So this dress, it's a rental. It's silk charmeuse, which is very nice on the inside. It's kind of comfy and,
But it's
and very slippery. So I have, Spanx on, like every other woman wears, and I keep like sliding in my seat.
Can we get a seatbelt over here for Betsy?
It's just.
I'll keep an eye on you and make sure you're safe.
I'm going to post Jay's shenanigans in the break coming up.
Yeah, welcome back to What's New. Thanks so much for joining us. With Betsy Kling, I'm Jay Crawford. Betsy, big story nationally, and it's becoming more of a story every day here in the U.S., and that's, of course, the spread of the coronavirus.
All right, so we want to get you caught up on the latest surrounding the coronavirus. Right now, there are no confirmed cases in Ohio, but 3 people are waiting for test results, and 255 more have been in state health supervision, meaning they've traveled, but they've finished their self-monitoring and are not experiencing symptoms of the illness. Also, RTA says it will sanitize buses every 24 hours to keep the virus from spreading on public transportation here locally, and rail cars will be sanitized every 72 hours. Meanwhile, the EPA has now issued guidelines for what to use against the virus. This includes bleach, good old bleach, as well as peroxide, along with many Clorox and Lysol products. It's a pretty extensive list. We have the entire list for you. We will text it to you. All you have to do is text us the word virus to 216-344-3300. Again, you just send us a text message to 216-344-3300, and in the message you put the word virus.
That is good info to have. Good old Purell, which we talked about yesterday, is on that list. It kills the coronavirus on surfaces.
Right.
So, Russ Mitchell working on what matters most. He is standing by in the newsroom. He's got the top headlines here at the bottom of the hour. Hi, Russ.
Dan, Betsy, good afternoon. Speaking of coronavirus, the virus made for another rough day on Wall Street today. The Dow dropped 968 points, or 3.6%. Treasury yields sank to more record lows as investors shifted money into low-risk investments. Markets have been stuck on this up and down roller coaster for weeks because of uncertainty about the virus. Cleveland Police Chief Calvin Williams has decided not to discipline a department supervisor in a case stemming from the day of the Tamir Rice shooting back in 2014. Sergeant Janelle Rutherford was accused of knocking Rice's sister to the ground, handcuffing her, and putting her in the back of a police car in the moments immediately after an officer shot and killed Tamir. And we are getting our first look inside the newly refurbished Lordstown Motors plant. The Chamber of Commerce hosted a tour today. General Motors had closed the plant about a year ago. Lordstown Motors now makes electric pickup trucks there. And it is great that plant is up and running and people are working and things are slowly getting back to normal in Lordstown, although it's going to take a while.
Boy, that was
Sure
super
will.
scary when
Yeah.
all that went down. So it's any news is good news.
Sure.
Thanks,
See you at
Russ.
6.
All right, well, our big talker this half hour is that the Travel Channel is airing an episode of Ghost Adventures. I have to say it like that. Tonight, featuring Cleveland's very own Franklin Castle. It's been at the center of ghost stories for years.
Yeah, and true to form, from these ghost shows, they really amp up the tension. They know how to do that. Here's a clip. See?
It's the ghost.
You can feel the tension.
It makes me question the effects this place has on some people. I think something in here wants its story told, and it's using him to write it.
So
That guy's creepy, the way he does that.
Well, if you speak slowly and dramatically
And wear dark clothes
Right.
and those glasses.
and turn out half the lights.
You know what does it for me is when they throw on that camera lens that makes everything green.
Right.
And then they're all looking around like, did you hear that?
I know.
Did you hear that?
I know. There's Saturday Night Live spoofs on it. But the thing that's interesting about that soundbite is that he was referring to a historian author who lives at the Franklin Castle named Bill Krejci. And
Today, he lives there now.
He does live there now. Yeah, there's a couple from Europe who bought the castle a few years ago, and Bill lives there. He's written a book, a very good one about Franklin Castle. And what was interesting about that soundbite is that that host was saying that I think the building possessed him to write the book. It's like if I were to interview you and say it was the green screen that made Betsy become a meteorologist. Like,
obviously.
So it's interesting because Bill actually took to social media today to be like, okay, look, I'm going to just comment on what I've seen so far, and if this is where they're going with this episode, we may need to see more because I'm having some issues with
Did
that.
he see the 11-minute clip that you had sent out earlier today? Because that's what I watched.
Right.
And it's done in typical fashion. They found a kid that lived there like 2 years years ago.
Yeah.
And he didn't know that there was a murder there years ago, but he mysteriously was having a dream of an old woman that kept coming up to him saying, do you know this? Someone died here.
But see, that's a perfect example. There was never a murder there. There was someone
So
died.
they fabricated that?
Someone died in the house. Yeah,
You're
natural
just
causes.
kidding.
The original owner's wife. So all of these stories help fuel these. And look at how creepy that is. I mean, it all makes for really good ghost storytelling. But yeah, you really have to separate fact from fiction. So
Such a beautiful
and you
building.
got to laugh at it too a little bit as well.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, when I'm flipping around on the channels and I see that green shot and the people going, did you hear that?
Did you hear that? Did you hear that stomping?
I get suckered in every time, and I'm
I
like,
know.
whoa, what's going on? Is this really haunted?
Right.
And you know there's an intern up there in a closet pounding on the, you know that, come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Do you believe in ghosts?
The good thing Jay is not gullible at all.
Do you believe in ghosts?
No.
Do you believe in ghosts?
You know, there's a lot we don't know. There's a lot we don't understand. I mean, there's a lot that science can't explain. So I'm not going to say absolutely hard, definitive no. But it definitely is bringing back a lot of interest in a Cleveland landmark, and that is good. It is now where they press vinyl records, and hopefully one day it may be open to the public. And you can go there and buy records.
I would like to do that. It's a beautiful building.
It is.
Thanks, Drew.
Sure.
Hey, open mind, man.
You got to keep it open.
It is time now for a daily check on entertainment news. Not that Jay isn't entertainment enough, but Stephanie Haney is here now with our pop break. Hi, Steph.
Excellent over to entertainment, always happening with you guys, always. Okay, so we know that Katy Perry has been pretty tight-lipped about her wedding plans with fiancé Orlando Bloom. Maybe that's because they had to make room for one more on the guest list. More on that in your pop break.
Katy Perry is gonna be a mom. The award-winning singer broke the news with a bump shot in the music video for her song, Never Worn White. I do. This is Perry's first child with fiancé Orlando Bloom, and she told SiriusXM that this was not how she planned to share the news.
You know, this song is not like the lead single off of my next record, but honestly, I was getting way too fat to hide it. So I was like, well, I think this song would be a great reveal.
The women from the hit TV show Scandal are honoring International Women's Day with a video highlighting the fight for women's equality, which, let's be honest, is seriously lacking.
We get paid less. When food is scarce, we eat less. As girls, we're pulled out of school first. And worst of all, when it comes to assault and sexual violence, too often we are ridiculed, pushed to the side, and not believed.
Anyone else really missing Scandal right about now? If you were missing Love is Blind, the reunion special is out on YouTube today, answering all of our burning questions. Plus, it's got all the drama we saw in the regular season between Amber, Barnett, and Jessica.
Cool, you were so fake. I think you were a very disingenuous person, and you know what? I hope seeing this, you do grow from it, because that is not what the world needs, is women that go behind people's backs like that. You weren't.
Even the queen of reality TV herself, Kim Kardashian West, is a fan. Trust us, it is all worth the watch.
Okay.
Sassy.
I'm in.
55 minutes too long on YouTube, by the way, if you want to watch that.
Wow.
But can we just talk about Katy Perry a little bit more?
Yeah,
I just
let's do
love
that.
her so much. Do you know what she said? She says she's just happy that she doesn't have to suck it in anymore.
Oh.
She was trying to hide it. Yeah.
Preach.
Oh, and I just thought this was very cool. The baby is already reacting to songs that are coming from her new album.
That is
she
a
said.
really cool feeling. Like, that is one of the neatest things
Yeah.
ever. And especially before anybody else can feel the baby, and baby starts going bananas in your tummy, you're like, what? Nobody else can feel it. It's a little secret.
I had a bit of a, well, I didn't. My daughter, who's expecting in May, I'll be a grandfather for the first time, had a bit of a freak out moment. She called my wife this morning in almost a panic. She'd just gotten back from the doctor, and I was concerned. I'm listening in, it's on speakerphone. She was almost in a panic because the doctor told her, she's gonna be so mad if I say this, your baby has unusually large feet. It's a girl. Now, for me, I'm like, I don't care about that. But I guess for women, big feet is like it's like a curse.
Heck no.
Well, it's harder to find shoes.
It is, but ask Michael Phelps about
guess.
big feet. 'cause
Right?
That's his thing.
That's a
He's
secret.
called
Swimmer,
Flipper.
They're like
WNBA, lots of
flippers going through the water.
She's going to be beautiful no matter what.
I said she'll be a
Yes.
beautiful girl with very large feet.
Yep.
So there's that.
She'll grow into them.
Okay, we're coming back. We're going to go back to Chagrin Falls to see how this popcorn is made. You've been to the popcorn shop, I'm sure, but we're going to show you behind the scenes. That's coming up.
You missed another one, by the way.
I
Hi
had
there,
six
Michael.
all over there. I
Yeah,
love it.
whatever. Hi, Michael. It's still sunny outside. That's the best news.
Yes, it is. Oh, it feels so good, too, especially just to kind of perch yourself in front of a window. You'll absolutely love it. We got a lot more of that sunshine throughout the late evening this evening before sunset. So enjoy it while it lasts because, as you know, all good things must come to an end, right? Temperature's going to be taking a tumble as well. We're currently sitting comfy in many spots in the 50s, but we'll fall through the 40s before eventually landing in the lower 30s overnight tonight. And with it, yes, our snow mix is on the way. Current temps outside right now. Ashtabula, good afternoon to you at 47 degrees. We're at 50 at the Cuyahoga County Airport on the east end of town. Feeling great in Akron, Canton as well with clear conditions, but notice what happens when we expand the view about 160 miles away. You can see where this big old sliver of rain is toward Fort Wayne, Indiana, and just east of Kalamazoo, Michigan. All of this is making headway toward the east, and I think it'll arrive into northeast Ohio late this evening around the 9 to 10 o'clock hour, and then around midnight, I think, here in Cleveland area. So again, if you're a third shift worker, don't forget that umbrella before you run out the door tonight. Here's the culprit. It's an area of low pressure. We call that our Alberta Clipper system that'll be moving through the Ohio Valley and northeast Ohio overnight tonight and through the day tomorrow. That's going to help to trigger a snow mix on your TGI Friday to wrap up the work week. So again, enjoy today, enjoy tonight while you can, because big changes are on the way. You can see it with our hour-by-hour forecast by around the 10 o'clock hour, 11 and midnight. Here comes that line of rain before temperatures fall into the low 30s, and that's when we'll see that transition on over to some snow showers throughout not only tomorrow morning, but tomorrow afternoon and parts of tomorrow evening. So the next big question is, well, how much could we pick up? At this point, really not a ton, and it's really not going to be a huge deal. Less than an inch in most spots, perhaps in the highest of elevated regions in our primary snow belt, northern Geauga County, southern parts of Lake, 1 to 2 possible, with your Universal Windows Direct full 7-day showing you as we spring forward into Sunday morning, Jay and Betsy, we're near 60 degrees to wrap up the weekend. So I feel like we have just about everything in that 7-day. If you like snow, we got that. If you got sunshine that you like, we have that right now. 60s and everything.
I mean, in Ohio, we call that Thursday. So.
Amen.
You can call that a half an hour stretch.
Easy peasy. Thank you so much, Michael. Love to have that good news. All right, so Chagrin Falls, love to just stroll the square, shop the shops, and the Chagrin Falls Popcorn Shop is a must for anyone who visits the historic shopping district.
Yeah, it really is a great place. Did you ever wonder how all of that popcorn, all those flavors are made?
Lots of flavors.
Because you know that place is too small for it to be made on site. We sent Will Ewick to the new popcorn making facility out in Chagrin Falls to find out how they do it. Will.
Jay, Betsy, we're going to play a little bit of a game here. I'm going to talk to some people about how this popcorn gets made, and I want to see if you can spot what they all have in common. We're going to start with Michael here, who's making cheese. Good work, by the way. I ate all mine. Give me an idea on how the cheese popcorn, that process of making it versus the caramel and all the other ones.
Well, it's depending on how fast you can work is how fast it's made. The caramel, it's made, a certain time, but if you work faster, you can make more cheese over time.
Are you the most, do you have the most seniority? Did you graduate to cheese or did you start on cheese?
I kind of started on cheese. It's kind of something I do from time to time.
He does good work, evidenced by the empty cup. Now we're going to move over here to Ashley. You're making the caramel corn. How does that change the process? I see you have some butter in there you're melting.
Yep, we use real butter, and then we do brown sugar. We melt it all together, and then we put it over here in our caramelizer to let it heat back up, and then once it back up to temperature, we pour the popcorn in, and it coats it in caramel, and then we pour it out to cool.
And again, there are 18 different flavors right now that you can get, but there's going to be over 20 of them because they have different seasonal ones. Rachel, what do you got going on? You're on bag duty.
Yes, I have to bag up all the popcorns. I basically scoop it up, put it in the bags. We bag up most of our flavors by hand, and then it comes right on over here. I'm actually going to grab one of these ones.
Do you ever get tired of eating popcorn? How much do you eat, you think, in a day?
Well, I take one of these bags home weekly at least. The cheese corn is my favorite. So we come on over here to the sealer, stick it on here, and it automatically goes down the line and date stamps it, and then it falls into this bin over here, which then we take those bags, put them in boxes, send them on out.
And Patty, where are you sending these to? Because people in Chagrin know about you, people in the region know about you. Where can they get this stuff at?
Well, this particular order is going to Heinen's. And we also are at Sweeties in Parma, J. Pistoni's in Shaker Square, Inca Tea at the airport, and Dave's Market in Cleveland, the popcorn shop. So keep
Popcorn all over Northeast Ohio. Did you guys spot the similarities between all these people?
No. I didn't find one.
They're all
I was
related.
focused on the popcorn.
Oh, they're all related.
Patty, here's the mom. And then we have Sister Rachel, Sister Ashley, and Brother Michael. Really a family business here
That's
at
awesome.
the kitchen.
It's
of
a
course,
family
doing
affair.
in the background the owner.
Very cool. Yeah, I should have guessed that because I knew otherwise they had
Right.
nothing in common.
Yeah, except
So,
popcorn.
Yeah, they
We
work at a
all
popcorn
love
shop.
Popcorn. Very
Their love
cool.
of
Thanks so
popcorn.
much, Will.
I
We'll
like
be
the
right
cheese, in case you're wondering.
Yeah.
Just throw that out there.
back. We'll be right back.
Be good.
All right, so we had our question of the day. Do people think these self-driving cars are legit, or do you trust them or not? Interesting responses.
It is a hard no right now. 80% of people saying no, 10% of people saying yes. In the comments, people are straight up saying no. You know, I think the point is for me, unless I can take a nap while I'm in that car and the technology is definitely not there yet, why bother?
Are you good with this or no?
If I could take a nap and not be alert, you know, we're not there yet. Otherwise, if I got to pay attention to the road anyway, what's the point?
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
That's how I feel about it.
All right. You
Thanks,
can
Steph.
keep on voting. Don't forget. Thank you very much, Steph. All right. So, you know, Jay and I are still kind of getting to know each other, some of the little fun stuff. He always makes a big deal out of the wreaths that I make, which
I
are,
think
I
they're
just
tremendous.
throw them together. He's a skilled woodworker.
Well, we use the word skilled very carefully. I love to build things out of wood. I've made tables, I've made desks, I've made barnwood doors are my favorite thing to make. But I figured because we have a new set here, I wanted to make something that we could add sort of as a a set warming piece. So I found a local wood shop and I took my shot at it. Here it is. Tucked away inside the Habitat for Humanity Restore here on West 110th Street is a real hidden gem. It's a fully functioning wood shop that's churning out some incredible pieces.
Well, the wood shop, we're a little unique in the country, actually. We've got probably the biggest wood shop, you know, of any of the stores.
A team of skilled volunteers on hand, not only repairing broken donations, but crafting brand new works of art.
And we repurpose them in wine bars and bookcases and all kinds of things.
They're a group, mostly now retired, simply keeping busy by doing what they love to do.
And we have people from all walks of life. I mean, we've got jewelers, accountants, whatever you call it. I mean, they're here.
Woodworking happens to be a passion I share. So I jumped at the opportunity to build something with these guys, a podium that will be perfect for competitions on the What's New set. What is the process here?
Okay, well, we're going to start. We'll cut out all of the individual pieces. We'll cut out the bottom and we'll cut out the sides and everything and get them all set up so that we can fasten them together.
All right, let's dive in.
Okay.
Okay, great. Okay, cutting some wood. Here we go. Here we go. The guys showed me tools even I've never tried before. This is the greatest tool I don't own. Wow, that does a great job. Okay, so the pieces are cut and sanded. Now we have to glue them together. A little bit of glue, a little bit of nails, so it stays tight. The project was almost complete.
That looks good.
My vision coming to life.
All right.
Al, I think we built it. Really, the finishing product just needs a final stain application, slap the logo on the front, we have our podium.
We want to give you this shirt.
Am I an honorary volunteer?
You're honorary.
Oh,
yes.
that's outstanding. Listen, if there's ever a run on podiums that need built, I'm your guy.
Okay.
I'm your guy. You call me.
You got it.
Thank you, Al.
Look at
We got it done.
you.
Yeah, and
Finger check.
all 10.
10. Nicely done.
No accidents. So we put the blue stain on there. We put the little logo.
I like the blue.
You'll flip this around here so you can see when Mike Polk hosts Throwdown Thursday.
Yes.
He can put any little
And
notes
it's
that he has in
fitted,
there.
it's everything.
Yeah, it's fitted. I measured it and designed it so it would fit perfectly in between these little rivets.
I am so proud of you.
There you go. Yeah, that's our little set warming gift. Now I want a wreath.
When I become president. Or there's an old Sid Caesar little comedy sketch. He gets and it's the House of the Lords. He's like, my lords. So that's what I think of.
Here we go. So this is for us.
So cute.
We're going to take a break. I love this video coming up.
Yeah, 133 miles per hour when you're standing in the middle of it. That's what the wind is going to be doing. We'll show you coming up.
I can't wait to see this. So, Hope, they sent their...
Testing 1 2, testing 1 2 3 4. Sarah's off.
Let me know if I'm in your shot, guys. Mike check. Cleveland, like most cities, has plans to. Is that good?
Well, if you've ever wondered what it's like to walk in 133-mile-an-hour wind, one intern at the Mount Washington Observatory found out firsthand. Make the intern do it.
This is pretty crazy. Get a look at this. This is in New Hampshire, where yesterday the observatory recorded its windiest day of the winter season. Looks like a hurricane, right? Intern Eve was curious to see how strong 133-mile-per-hour wind gust really was. Well, she found out the hard way. She could barely stand up. The only thing I disagree with on this is she should have a helmet on. But otherwise, I mean, go play in the snow and experience it. So
That's pretty funny.
Yeah,
We need to stress that no one was injured during the making of this video. So we sent our intern, Hope, to jump in freezing cold water, and apparently we're not the only ones that make the interns do crazy
bad,
stuff.
Hope. We tried to tell you. Oh, man. Well, I tell you what, thank you so much for watching What's New today.
We are back tomorrow at 5. We certainly invite you to join us then.
Yes, What Matters Most with Russ starts right now.
Tonight, are we ready? From ambulances to protective gear, how the city plans to respond to potential coronavirus cases. Plus, vaccines, face masks, and alcohol and bleach. We separate fact from fiction when it comes to stopping the virus. Bowing out. Elizabeth Warren makes one big decision and postpones another. Buyer beware. From counterfeit products to bogus websites, how to make sure you get the real deal when you